something I have to really work towards it.
Yep, and you can always improve your rules later on too.
Yeah. And like we said, the devs are going to somewhat make the resource allocation higher. The materials are going to show up more often and things like that. And I hope
Also,
it's not.
especially.
I hope it's not like becoming like polonium will drop like iron. That would be kind of silly and sad because I mean that would just pretty much, how would you say it, make engineers pretty vacuous. Because then everyone will have the full upgrades. But certainly it adds more dimension to meta.
That's certainly true. If they would add a storage, I would be happy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I think everyone's wanted storage. It's not trivial to code, but certainly it's not too difficult.
I mean, it also makes sense. For example, some missions you can't finish without cargo rack.
Right, yeah, there was a post
And
about
what
that.
if?
There was this guy in a vulture and
Yeah,
he had to switch to an asp or a hauler or something
yeah.
to take the mission and
So
then turn it in.
exactly. Also, if they wanted to do that, they could at least make an option: ignore the cargo. I don't want it.
Yeah, refuse the reward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, basically, in many cases, unless you actually want that specific cargo, its value is pretty inconsequential compared to the reward.
Yeah. Unless they would add special legacy firmware, then I accept it.
Special
Yeah, but that's data.
special is actually the lowest level firmware. Modified
Yeah, but
is decent.
it's like getting very rare stuff. I don't know. I got it so rare.
I'm not sure if the legacy firmware is used for the specialized is used for things higher than level 3 rolls.
It's used in dirty drives and
Well, that went quick.
enhanced charge.
I feel like that 800 light years went faster.
Yep. When you talk, times go faster.
Yeah.
So more we talk, faster you'll go.
Yes, propelled by
Nonsense.
pretty much. So far, so good. I've run into a few times where I had to reroute, but with the 32-ton tank, it's pretty safe. I really either have to be bad at scooping, be distracted and scoop really badly, or run into more than two in a row. T-Toweries. So some of the more courageous explorers will do maybe 16-ton tanks, but you have to be very careful about that because one or two bad jumps, then you're completely screwed. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to have to reroute constantly. And the time of reroute is actually going to make up for the slight jump range increase that you get. And it's actually just, I looked at it, it was about 1.4 light years to go down to the 16, but that's 2 or 3% difference, and the amount of time that you take to reroute is going to be more than that if you're not careful.
Can you check the Steam coordination chat for a quick moment, Steven?
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, anyone who wants to join the chat and talk, I mean, you're more than welcome to actually. And anyone who wants to ask questions about any part of the game, go right ahead. We have power play experts here, BGS experts.
Well, it's the chat is sort of, or at least this particular the top bit is sort of cordoned off, isn't it? Because I'm not entirely sure how to move people here.
Oh, so you can move people into the voice channel if you're a coordinator, and you can, and in the Twitch chat is completely open. The chat in Discord is locked to coordinators. And anyone who gets moved into this channel has automatic voice permissions, by the way.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey Malcolm. Welcome to the Buckyball stream.
Yeah, I thought should have to visit it.
You're a little quiet? Yeah, Malcolm, there's something wrong with your microphone.
Yeah, check it again.
Okay.
Better like that.
Still quiet. So as a progress update, let's see, we're about 5,000 light years in, which is about 1/5 of the journey. Four-fifths to go.
It's almost racist.
More than. So what are your experiences with engineers, Vectron? Have you done much upgrades other than the FSD?
No, not really. I'm just toying around, basically. I'm not really trying to do anything specific.
I mean, you could do the calculation if you like. I'll show you the map and I'll show you my coordinates, and then you can figure that out. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm actually going to get faster with time, because as I get through, I'm going to get on a roll. I'll start getting better at doing things correctly, and I'll also get in a zone. But next time I
Look
get
forward to coming back.
next time I get a
And
chance.
you'll be.
Sorry, what?
I said, whenever you come back, you'll be holding in that scan button for like the next day, and you shouldn't be.
Okay, so I'm at 5360 right now. So you can do that calculation. And I think I'm an hour and 25 minutes in. Maybe a little less than that. An hour and 20 minutes in. Whoops. Probably want to scoop more than that. Realized my tank was a little low. Yeah. So I've been fairly conservative about jumping during being close to the star, and as I get closer, I can try to be a little more careless with that. I just don't want to use up a lot of my percentage on FST too soon. No, it's more than 5360. Oh, 5360 is my coordinate. Sorry, I thought you were talking about my jump range. 5360 is my coordinate, and I'd start at 0, 0, 0, basically. So the other coordinates are really meaningless. They're just sort of rounding error at this point, because I'm trying to stay on a 0, 0 on those coordinates, because Sagittarius is pretty much close to 0, 0 on those other coordinates. So... yeah, so basically that's the distance I've traveled. Ooh, almost forgot to scan that one. So what do you guys do lately in IPC, Starkiller? What do you guys spend most of your time doing?
Engineers is our main thing at the minute. I mean, gotta get those engineer mods to be, you know, top of the food chain, let's say.
So if you're PvPing, what mods were you prioritizing? Was it the shield ones first, or the weapons, or just
It's a
anything?
mix.
Okay.
So certain people do certain things. I'm doing engines and shields first, but some people do their weapons first. Generally, though, it's most people are doing the same kind of general thing for the shield tanks and stuff. Because you can get ridiculous FDL builds with like 1300 megajoules of shield, which is pretty powerful.
So would you say that it's changed which ships people use?
Not really. I mean, people are always going to be using an FDL for combat, and people are always going to be using assault ships and stuff. They can just make them better. The FDL can be made better, you know. Cutters and stuff can be even more tankier, as we know from Vectron. Some of those ridiculous builds, you know.
So
FDL is definitely still king of the hill, in my opinion.
So not really many pythons in PvP.
You could tank a Python, but I know shield cell banks are going to die probably. Just with the like that railgun, it's going to be quite powerful in PvP if anyone gets that feedback sequence or cascade, whatever it's called. Can really
Well,
mess
you
some
can
people's
always,
shields up.
yeah, I mean, you can always just choose to sacrifice a reputation point.
Yeah. But most people are spending their time upgrading their stuff. I'm doing missions to get the gear as well as doing BGS work to kind of double it up a wee bit.
Alright, good night, Lone Wolf. Thanks for everything.
Do you think that what is that damage called? Let me check.
Thermal, explosive, kinetic.
No. The one that does extra hull damage. That gets with focus.
Corrosive?
Corrosive?
No, not special effect.
Oh.
I gotta check it out.
Hello. So Commander Alot's the commander who has the record in the unengineered Anaconda Buckyball run.
Nice.
Do you find that the missions are more varied now? That they have better rewards, or as most of that was earlier? Not much changed lately.
Getting a skimmer mission to kill like 4 skimmers for 3 million credits is definitely a lot better than before.
Yeah, and then you go there and you realize, oh, crap, I just died.
Yeah.
The armor piercing I was searching for. Do you think that's useful for modules or general hull damage?